How did you find meditation, or how did you start meditating? What's your path with that?
Well, I was brought up in a home with a yogi mom who meditated every day. My mom followed the City Yoga path and was a devotee of Guru Mai. And she brought my brother and I in and out of Guru Mai's ashram in South Fallsburg for probably most of my adolescent life. So when my friends were going to Disneyland, I was going to receive Shaktipat. And so we would, sit in these rooms with people meditating. And my mom, when I was very young, taught me her mantra, which was So Hum, which is the City Yoga path. And that was really helpful for me when I was a kid, because as a child, and I think you probably resonate with this, but I felt very misunderstood. I think most of my contemporaries on our spiritual journey feel that way. But I felt really misunderstood, and I felt like I was having a bit of an existential crisis as a kid. And so feeling that discomfort, I needed to understand how to calm my anxiety. And so my mom taught me this mantra, So Hum. And so I really put it into action in my last 2 years of high school when I was having panic attacks. And so I would give myself, 5 minutes here and there to meditate, because I was really, often people crack open to meditation when there's nothing left. It's like, oh, smoking pot doesn't work, or drinking doesn't work. It makes me more anxious. So I turned to my mom and was like, give me what you got. And I wasn't brought up in a way where we would have taken any medication or anything like that if it wasn't necessary. So this was what the solution was. And so I listened and I used it, and I experienced a lot of great relief very, very quickly. And my greatest moment of recognition that there was this, I guess, a moment of recognizing that spiritual veil had been lifted, was early in my meditation practice. I was visiting a friend out at the beach, and I started having a panic attack. And I said, let me excuse myself. I'm going to go and meditate for a few minutes. And I probably was 17 at the time.
Wow.
And I went upstairs in this house, and I didn't know where I was, but I started to use the mantra So Hum. It was dark in this little room. I remember it like it was yesterday. And all of a sudden, I felt this huge rush of energy come through me, and I felt my extremities begin to tingle, and I could no longer feel my hands, and I felt like I was like holding balls of energy in my hands, and my legs were tingling, and really, it wasn't scary. It was the most divine moment of connection. It was, being vibrating with the cosmos, as Yogi Bhajan would say. And I've been blessed ever since to be able to have that connection the moment I sit. But I turned my back on it for many years, which led me to become the teacher I am today. Turning my back on my meditation practice, and in my early 20s was what led me down some dark paths. But it was my meditation practice that brought me back home, and then helped me rebuild and unlearn all the fears I had chosen, and remember the presence of that energy, and come back to a place where I could not only be a container to hold a lot, but also be a teacher that could give a lot. So, I really owe my life to meditation, because I, through meditation, was able to get sober. And in my sober recovery, I have managed to stay alive.